Have a couple of problems in this video. The instructions say reduce each expression to lowest terms. That's another way of saying simplify this completely. So we don't want any common factors with the numerator and the denominator. Otherwise it's not in simplest form. But you can pause the video and try to solve the first one, and then I'll be back. Got my dogs barking in the background. Hope it's not too loud. But let's look at the numerator first. And it looks kind of weird here, but you just performing the operations. We have a 2x times an x. So that'll give us a 2x squared. X times x, and then 2 is the coefficient. And the next one we have parentheses and then a minus, and we have times 1. Well, 1 times anything gives you the same thing back, right? So we can ignore the 1 and just distribute the negative here. So we get a minus x squared out of that, minus 1. The denominator is already factored out, so leave it the way it is. So this gives us 2x squared minus x squared is x squared. And then we've got the minus 1 there. Denominator stays the same. Got x squared plus 1, quantity squared. And then in the numerator we have a difference of squares. X squared minus 1, so the factorization here would be the difference in the sum of the square roots. Square root of x squared is x, square root of 1 is 1. So I can write this as x minus 1 times x plus 1. The denominator stays the same. I get x squared plus 1 quantity squared. And then at this point, if there were any factors in common with the numerator and the denominator, then we divide those out. But in this case, there's nothing that'll divide out or cancel. So x minus 1 times x plus 1 over x squared plus 1 quantity squared is the final answer. Look at the next one. Got x squared plus 1 multiplied by 3 minus, and then 3x plus 4 in parentheses multiplied by 2x. Denominator again is factored out, x plus 3 squared, so that makes it easy. Don't have to do any work there. So in the numerator I'm just going to multiply by 3 in that first parenthesis. So 3 times x squared give me 3x squared. Then 3 times 1 give me 3. And then in the next one, I'm going to distribute the negative, so it'll be minus 1 times 3x, and minus 1 times 4, and then times the 2x. So it'll be minus 3x, and then times the 2x. Give me a minus 6x squared. Okay, so I'm multiplying here, and then I'm going to multiply here. At the same time, I distribute the negative. So just make this a minus 4 times the 2x, then we get minus 8x. Denominator already factored out, stays the same. Quantity x plus 3 squared. And then we combine like terms. 3x squared minus 6x squared is a minus 3x squared. Okay, 3x squared minus 6x squared is a minus 3x squared. And then we have a minus 8x plus 3. Denominator just stays the same. Just bring it along. X plus 3 quantity squared. And then in the numerator we have a trinomial. So the best thing to do when you have a trinomial, if the coefficient of the squared term is negative, I would factor out a negative 1 or whatever else you can factor out, but for sure I'd factor out a negative 1. And in this case, that's all I can take out. So I'm going to take out a negative 1. That'll leave me with 3 x squared plus 8x. And then the plus 2 becomes a minus 3. Denominator stays the same. So it's x plus 3 quantity squared. And then we see if we can factor this trinomial, just in case there's factors common with the denominator. So I'm just going to do right above here. So I'll put the minus 1 there, and I'll put my 2 sets of parentheses. So let's look at the first term. I have a 3x squared, so I can break that down into 3x and x. So we're looking at inside the parentheses, 3x squared plus 8x minus 3. Since the third term is negative, these signs have to be opposite in sign. So one has, they're going to have a plus and a minus, or a minus and a plus. Let me start off with a minus here first, and a plus over here. And the only factors of 3 would be 3 and 1, so I could have a 1 there and a 3 here. But look ahead. You know you have to come up with a middle term of 8x. So if I put a 3 there and a 1 there, then x times 3x is 3x squared. Double check your answer here. 3 times the minus 1 is a minus 3. Then multiplying this inner product, minus x, and then the outer one, 9x, minus x, and 9x does give me 8x. So this then is the factorization of this right here. So let me just mark this out here. I'm replacing it with what I have here. And now I have x plus 3 as a factor in the numerator, and over here I have 2 factors of x plus 3, so I can factor or divide out 1 here with 1 here. So this will leave me in the numerator with a minus 3x minus 1. And the denominator, 1 factor of x plus 3 is left. And that's your factorization. So you could leave it like this in factored form, put the negative 1 out, or you could actually multiply it back and say it's minus 3x plus 1, minus 3x plus 1 over x plus 3. So thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.